Hey, my name is Nazir Vargas. This is my UI golf widget score feature. Yeah. I've been working on it for about a week now, and it's time to showcase a little bit of it. So, we're just gonna get right into the video and show you what this thing can do. Alright, we're gonna launch a game, standalone. This is a custom map that I built myself as well. The purple, the light blue tile is the win message. And based on the number in the top left corner is what your win message will be.
Double bogey.
All right, we got our double bogey. All right, that's pretty simple how that works. We can quit and try again. I had a restart button set up before, but the audio functionality was not working properly, so I just set up a quit button to make sure that the instance loaded properly each time. So if you take the minimum amount of moves to the square, you will be triggered with a message double bogey.
Double eagle.
Oh, double eagle, I'm sorry. The message changes. There's 7 different messages, and it's from 18 to 24 based on the moves. Any move above 24 will land you a double bogey. Here's just a couple different examples of me playing, trying to get different scores based on moves.
Double bogey.
Yeah, another double bogey. It allows for some different level of play. Within those 6 moves, you'd be surprised how easy it is to get off track if you're not headed directly to the target.
Bogey.
All right, we have our bogey. We have a couple different messages that play. All right, now we can open this up and I can show you a little bit of how this works. All right. We go back to our content browser. I'll click on my message on my BPs and my win messages. Those are all the things that keep this working. The tile message I created myself. It's pretty much just a winner message. It's just like the orange message, but I created a new tile, changed the color, and that's pretty much it. And created a win message widget. Now this widget is what holds all the code for the scoreboard. Well, not all of it, but at least the code to select the scoreboard. Our int value is actually stored, our number of moves is stored inside of our player pawn and accessed through our win message widget. So we're just gonna go in here. This little code right here is actually the code that runs the whole thing. It's a very simple code that runs the number of moves. Straighten up some of these strings just cause it bothers me just a little bit. So, but the main thing here is our final score variable and our number of moves. It is connected to our input events. Any input event that you make, if you move in any kind of way, I've had it set up so where it leads into an increment int, and then you increment the number of moves, and the number of moves is stored into your final score. Well, it's set to your final score and it's stored there. And then that variable, you have to make sure that the final score is set to exposed and instance editable, because the final score will be changing based on the player moves every time they move. So it needs to be exposed on spawn and instance editable. You set this up so when you go back into your win message widget, our image is set to a blank image because it's going to change, so I've had it set to a blank image. You switch from your designer to your graph. This is our restart button to restart the game after it finishes. Well, yeah. Quit the game after it finishes. That's a better word. Quit it. This is our player reference, our player pawn reference for our final score. You have to get it in order to in order for the widget to get a so you don't have a non-access error. It won't be able to access it if you don't set it here in the event graph. So after you've got all that set there, you'll jump onto your functions, and you'll create a get score function. That function is what holds all the code for this. So let's quickly open it up. You have your end node, your input node, which comes from the image. You get your player pawn reference. We check if it's valid, and if it is valid, you would print a string. That was for debugging purposes. You enter your sequencer, and the first thing that you do is you go straight into a branch. Well, you make six different branches, and you create all of those and create a conditional that is based on the final score being equal to a certain number of moves. After you do that, you go from true, you play the audio, you set your scorekeeper, and you get your you put your things all in an array. You put all the images you want into an array. Get your array, pull it out, and then have it selected from your scorekeeper. The scorekeeper is down here into the math section, and each one of these branches is based on if final score is equal to a number. So if final score is equal to 18, branch is true. And if it is true, set the scorekeeper to final score minus 12. And that's just so we can get into the range of our index. It's a zero index, so we have to pull down. Our scorekeeper is just used to get the right index for the brush. And in order to get the math for the scorekeeper, we just subtract a hard-coded number, which is 12, from the player moves, which would be 18, and it would give you 6. Which 6 is our bogey message inside of our index. So from there, you get your scorekeeper, you get the index of the scorekeeper, and then you get your brush, you get your select node, you put each one into a select node. Sorry, this is a little confusing, but you get each one, you put them into a select node, and from your scorekeeper index, you return that specific thing, the specific brush. That's the main code that runs this. It's a little confusing, mainly just the math portion, because it's hard-coded lines, and it'll be different for each board. But the basis of it is pretty similar. It's pretty simple. Branch from a conditional if player moves is equal to another number. True, play audio. Set final score. Get brush from final score. Return. Put into return node. And that's pretty much the code. That runs more or less everything in here. Now, the audio was a bit of a struggle. I had to learn some things about concurrency and things like that in order to get the audio to play clearly and only one time. Had to learn a little bit about textures and building them inside of UIs. So I hope this little walkthrough was actually helpful. We're going to give it another quick play just so you guys from the inside can kind of see how it works. Well, not from the inside, but see how it works with knowledge of the inside. We have our int being incremented by every move. And once we reach our score zone, it will set our final score minus a certain amount of moves from our final score in order to get our index. All right, thank you. Thanks for your time. This has been my UI widget.